Oh my goodness, Davido's performance. The minute I just said shake me, I was like, whoa. In fact, after I watched it on Friday night, since then I've just been saying shake me in the house. Were you expecting to see some kind of cinematic masterpiece? Were you expecting to see dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park? What exactly were you guys expecting to see? I really don't understand. It was a comedy. It was supposed to be funny. It was funny. I laughed, and I'm sure you also laughed. You people, life is not that hard. Stop tightening life to your chest. Hi guys, happy Sunday. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. Okay, so I'm sure some of you are looking at my outfit and thinking, what is she going to say this time around? If you know, you know. So I am repping this Ankara blouse, my African neck piece, and my braided hair, my braided wig from Nigeria. Repping Africa to the fullest. So tonight I'm going to be doing a review on the new Coming to America by Eddie Murphy. What did you guys think about the movie after watching it? To all of you that watched it and are saying you're disappointed, or you didn't like it, or this and that, you know, I've been seeing lots of funny comments on the internet, and you know, I just look at those comments and then I'm thinking to myself, sorry, what were you guys thinking? Like, were you expecting to see some kind of cinematic masterpiece? Were you expecting to see dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park? What exactly were you guys expecting to see? I really don't understand. It was a comedy. It was supposed to be funny. It was funny. I laughed, and I'm sure you also laughed. You people, life is not that hard. Stop tightening life to your chest. What's going on? I honestly didn't understand the, you know, comments, a lot of negative comments, and I was thinking to myself, did we actually watch the same movie? Did we? Now, when a movie is a comedy, if it is funny, if you watched it and you laughed, then the producers of the movie, they have passed their exam. But then if you laughed, and then you laughed over and over and over again, and then you come on the internet and then you begin to write negative comments saying, oh, I expected more, oh, they shouldn't have bothered making a sequel, oh, why did they spoil the original, blah blah blah. You guys calm down. Tonight I'm going to be telling you some of the things that I loved about the movie Coming to America, and of course I'm also going to be telling you guys some things that were a little bit somehow, you know, and I'm going to give my overall rating of the movie. So stick around, watch this, and let me also know your comments, okay? See you guys in a bit. Okay guys, welcome back to Arike Weekly. So I am going to be starting off with the things that I loved about the movie. Number one, the wardrobe. Oh my goodness, the costumes, the clothes that they wore, they were so beautiful, so original, so African. And you know, I was looking at the clothes and I was just smiling. And I remember that I watched Coming to America again last year in 2020, and I was just so blown away by the way the clothes were still looking so on point. They were looking so timeless, so classy. And I had to even tag one of my favorite stylists in Nigeria. Her name is Tenny Oluwo at the Style Territory, and I said, you know, if Coming to America was going to make a sequel, I would love for them to consider Tenny, you know, to style the sequel. I didn't even know that they were planning to do anything of that sort, but then I was just looking at the clothes and I was like, oh, these are very, you know, Tenny like. Tenny is very fashion forward, and you know, if you go through her page, you see how she styles her pieces together, and you know, there are always pieces that you look at, and if you go back to her page in 10-15 years time, you would look at them and say, oh wow, so timeless. So shout out to Tenny, and of course a huge shout out to the costume designer for coming to America. Her name is Ruth E. Carter. I had to follow her on Instagram. I went through her page. I saw that she even has her own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Huge shout out to her. She did an amazing job. There was this guy who wore like this Nigerian Yoruba agbada, our traditional attire for men, and you know, he wore like a crown, was like a king, and you know, there were just so many beautifully dressed men and women throughout the movie, and you know, it just reminded me of like an African wedding, a Nigerian wedding. You know, how everyone would just be together having fun, you know, everyone is well dressed, having good conversations with friends, family. It was really, really beautiful to watch. The wardrobe styling, excelente. Number 2, I liked how they linked part 1 to part 2. I loved the fact that, you know, the story was relatable. So shout out to them for linking the stories back and forth, and you know, just giving us a feel-good story. Number 3, the fact that the king witnessed his own funeral. That was epic. Like, I don't know how the scriptwriter thought about that. That was genius. I write, I'm very creative, and you know, sometimes I feel as if I have written like the craziest stories, but then seeing that happen, that was crazy. Like, he was at his own funeral. He already said how he wanted his funeral to be, and he witnessed his own funeral. That was epic. I was watching it with my husband, and then I was like, seems as if he's going to die at his own planned funeral. And you know, before, I was just saying it, like, I didn't even think that would happen. I didn't think it was going to happen, honestly. And you know, when it was time to go, he called Hakeem, and you know, he told him it was time, and that was it. That was just so genius. It was very genius. Shout out to the script writers. Number 4, girl power, female empowerment. I loved the 3 princesses. I loved the fact that they could fight, cha-cha-cha. You know, the scene where they were fighting their dad, fighting Eddie Murphy, and you know, with the sticks, all the cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, all the action. It was just so beautiful to watch, you know, seeing girls fight like that. You know, I was just watching. It felt as if I was the one in the movie. In fact, I was doing some moves with them. I was like, cha-cha-cha. It was so beautiful to watch. I loved that. You know, girl power. It also reminded me of Black Panther, you know, Wakanda forever. You know, the general, it just reminded me of Black Panther, you know, that feel of, you know, women holding their own and being in control of things. So shout out to them for making the girls fight. And you know, even though their dad was teaching them how to fight, coaching them and things like that, they were all just doing it. Like, he was just teaching his daughters how to fight, and at the end of the day, the lessons that they learned from their dad came in handy when they needed to use their powers. You need to watch it to know what I'm talking about. Did I talk about the music? The soundtrack? Oh my goodness. Shout out to all the artists that voiced on the soundtrack. You know, people like John Legend, Davido, Burna Boy, Tiwa Savage, Techno. So many amazing A-list artists. It was so good. So good. So good. The next one that I'm going to be talking about, oh my goodness, Davido's performance. The minute I just said "shake me," I was like, whoa. In fact, after I watched it on Friday night, since then I've just been saying "shake me" in the house. Like, if I come out of the room, and maybe I want to come downstairs, sometimes I'll just shout, "Shake me!" My kids will be like, mommy has come again. I just loved his performance. I loved the energy. I loved the fact that, you know, I'm Nigerian, he's Nigerian. I was just like, yo, proudly Naija, proudly Naija. And, you know, I loved the fact that nobody even knew about it until it happened, until the movie was released. So I'm sure they would have had to sign some form of non-disclosure agreement, you know, and things like that, which was really nice, because that was like a huge element of surprise for a lot of people when, you know, we just saw that, you know, Davido was actually in the movie. It was really nice. And, you know, I was watching and I was just like, yes, Naija to the world, Naija to the world, Naija. And, you know, on the internet, everywhere I saw it being posted, I'll just go there and just do like Ike Ogbonna, just rep the Naija flag, like 50 flags, Naija to the world. And I also posted it on my story. I was just so excited, you know, seeing Davido coming to America, you know, performing. This is a movie that a lot of us watched as children, and, you know, having one of our own, you know, somebody that I know, somebody that, you know, we know, being, you know, like the performer, the artist performing his own original music in the movie was just so heartwarming to watch. So shout out to you, Davido. We're super proud of you. Naija to the world, Naija. Another thing that I loved about it, I loved the fact that it was like one big reunion. I loved the fact that Eddie Murphy was able to bring everybody together after so long, you know, after about 30 years. He was able to pull everybody together, and, you know, they all came back as one big happy family, and everyone just did their thing, and they all just looked amazing doing it. You know, it was really nice to see them come together. So I'm going to quickly talk about my favorite characters. Oh my goodness, so many. Like, everyone did so well, but there were some characters that actually stood out. And one of the things that I loved about this movie was that it also gave room for new talents to be found, you know, in the Hollywood space. And even though some of these talents were already people who were known in their own communities, but it also gave them new eyeballs to see them, and it put them on the world stage, on the global stage. My favorite character was the Royal Groomer. Her name is Nomzamo Mbatha. She's a South African actress, producer, and humanitarian. She was just so easy to watch. Easy in the sense that, you know, she wasn't too much, she wasn't too extra, she was just so natural, so beautiful, and her acting was very effortless, very effortless. She was just glowing. As soon as I saw her, I told my husband, I was like, oh my god, I like this babe. My husband was just looking at me like, what's doing this one? I was like, yeah, she's just so cool. And then, you know, she had the accent, she spoke so well, and, you know, I was just like, oh, I'm sure she's probably South African. I love how she speaks. And of course, immediately after watching the movie, I googled her, found her on Instagram. I started following her, went through all her pictures. I was just liking everything on her page. She was such a breath of fresh air. And just last night I was talking to my friend about coming to America, and I told her, I was like, oh my god, my favorite character was the Royal Groomer. And my friend was like, exactly, that she felt the same way too. Huge shout out to Nomzamo Mbatha. Beautiful performance. I also loved the three princesses. I mentioned them earlier on. I loved their characters. Very beautiful girls, and the way they were fighting, their facial expressions. You know, sometimes when maybe their dad did something, they were fun to watch. Another one, Michael Blankson. As soon as he walked into the palace, I started laughing. He didn't speak for too long, but his scene was epic. He came in with a bang, a huge bang. He was so fun to watch. And of course, the general, Wesley Snipes, oh my god. He was just a clown. Like, for every time he came on screen, I was just laughing. I was just laughing and laughing every time I saw him. Very fun to watch. Another character that I liked was the prince, Jermaine Fowler. He acted very well. He was just very funny to watch. He sort of reminded me of Michael B. Jordan's character in Black Panther, Killmonger. And you know, they even had the same hairstyle. So yeah, he sort of reminded me of Killmonger. Just that this time he didn't have all the scars all over his body. But yes, knowing that this new kid on the block was given this huge opportunity to star in this sequel was just so heartwarming. So huge shout out to him. I started following him on Instagram today. Shout out to him for his brilliant performance in the movie. And of course, the prince's mother, Leslie Jones, she was just so extra. I loved her character. It was just so obvious she was from Queens, and you know, she just had the whole thing going on. And the prince's uncle as well, oh my goodness, his swag was just on point. Their whole family, that whole clan from Queens was really, really on point. I loved seeing them on screen, and they just had a way of lighting up the screen. It was nice to watch them. I enjoyed watching them. Of course, Davido's performance, one of my favorite, as I mentioned earlier. I loved it. Check back! Hey, so I've said the good. Now, let me talk about the not so good. Now, these are things that I just felt were a bit as with any other movie. Of course, no, how many movies do you watch and you say, oh, this was perfect? Coming to America was not perfect, but it was really nice. I enjoyed it. But these are some of the parts that I was just a bit when I saw the first one. Now, this one is probably one that a lot of people spoke about after watching the movie. I haven't really seen much commentary on it, but you know, one thing that I felt they should have done, I felt they should have mentioned the passing of the queen, or you know, they should have mentioned what happened to her. The fact that they didn't mention her, they didn't even talk about her, was just very off. Because in the original Coming to America, she was very powerful, even though she didn't talk too much, but she had a very strong personality, and it would have been nice to have Hakeem or the king say something about her, or you know, just let us know that, oh, she had passed on or something. But you know, nothing was mentioned. Nobody asked about her. No questions, no answers. It was just a bit off. I just wish they had sort of woven her into the movie some way and you know, said something about her. Next. Okay, so let's talk about the barber's shop in Queens. Those guys, those old barbers, since 30 years ago, since they're still looking the same. Did you see them then and now? Still looking the same. Even the clothes concept. I don't know if I'm not saying they were wearing the same clothes, but the guys just looked the same. Nothing had changed. Nothing whatsoever had changed about them. Same way they looked, same way they spoke. 30 years ago, that's the same way they were speaking. It just seemed off, you know. They didn't look older. They were already old then, but they should have somehow looked older, or they should have said, oh, this one is no more, or you know, there should have just been something. But the barber shop, everything just looked the same. Nothing changed. The characters remained the same. The barbers are the same style of talking, same approach, the same way they wear. That's still how we still found them. So that one was just somehow just like nah, but they were still funny. It was still, you know, nice to watch them, even though they didn't change after 30 years. So this one, I'm sure a lot of you would agree with me. The trips from Zamunda to Queens were just so on the golden jet. You know, it just seemed as if it seemed like Rent a Ghost, where you just put your hand on your nose and then you've already made it to your destination. It seemed as if they were just going from, like, you know, Toronto to Brampton. Okay, so for my Naija people in Lagos, it just seemed as if they were going from Lekki Phase 1 to Victoria Island. Like, they're just going down the road. That was how it seemed, you know. We didn't see anybody at the airport. It was just like from here to there, just like that, sharp. Zamunda, one second, Queens the next second. It was just, you know, somehow. Even though from the original Coming to America, I don't remember if there were airport scenes or, you know, too many scenes like that. But then, you know, back then when movies were shot, you know, we weren't really thinking too much. And, you know, when you have a good story, you just watch a good movie and you don't really question, you don't really think much. You're just like, oh, that was so good. But then with this one, I was just like, now this one has entered plane, they've gone to Zamunda, now these ones have landed in Queens. It just felt quick. It felt too fast. It was just like now this one can be either ways. Were there too many stars in the movie? I think so. I think there were too many stars. I think some people were just there for being there. I think some people were just there because they just wanted to sort of put them there so that, you know, they'll go down in history as being part of Coming to America. But, you know, there are just some people that shouldn't have been there. But what do I know? And of course, you know, this whole the male child being the heir to the throne, things like that, you know. Seeing that happen again there, I was just like, okay, you know, let me wait for the aha moment when Eddie Murphy's first daughter would become maybe the queen or the ruler. But that didn't happen. I just wish they had ended the movie with her being crowned as the queen or as the ruler, or, you know, I wish something like that had happened. I don't know why, but I just wish that had happened to just sort of change the narrative fully. So yes, it would have been nice to see the princess, you know, becoming the queen or becoming the ruler of Zamunda. It would have been so interesting, you know, to watch the coronation where her sisters will be by her side. And, you know, it would have just been so interesting to watch. It would have been really, really nice. If that had happened, I think that would have been the icing on the cake for me. And I think they could have tried better with the animals. Like, it was just so obvious that, you know, it just looked too fake. It looked staged. You know, the part where Akeem and his son were outside and the elephant passed, you know, it was just so obvious that the elephant wasn't there. So yeah, those kind of things are just the things that just made me just say But all in all, I enjoyed watching the movie. It made me laugh. I felt good watching it. I felt even better after watching the entire movie. I was smiling, and it was a feel-good movie. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch Coming to America. Let me know your thoughts. Do not comment if you have not seen the movie. It's only if you have seen it that you should please put your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Are people being too critical? Why do you think people were expecting more? I honestly don't know why they were expecting more. Sequels are sequels. The original would always be the original, and you know, it's very hard for you to find a sequel that will match the original or that would beat the original. But Coming to America was a really nice sequel. It was funny. It was fun to watch. It was really, really fun to watch. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. You would laugh. You would, you know, it will crack you up. It's a comedy. It's supposed to make you laugh. So if it did make you laugh, and then you're one of those people saying, oh, I expected more, I expected this, oh, it was shot as if it was this, it was that, what were you expecting? I honestly don't know. But yeah, shout out to, you know, the producers, shout out to Eddie Murphy, shout out to the cast and crew. You guys did an amazing job on that. After watching it, I sat my sons down and I said to them, whatever you do in life, you know, no matter where you are, always remember where you're from. Always remember your roots. Never ever forget your roots. People like Michael Blankson, Trevor Noah, Rotimi, Davido, Nomzamo Mbatha. You know, when you look at people like that, and you know, you see that no matter where they go, no matter where they are, they still rep Africa. If you are a movie producer or director and you want to cast for, say, a leading African role, the first set of people that you will consider are people who are great African ambassadors, people who, you know, even though they are in another part of the world, they still constantly rep where they are from. That's it. That's my 2 cents. I said I was going to rate the movie, so my overall rating will be about 7 over 10. Let me know your rating. Rate the movie in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Even if your opinion is not the same as mine, please just try and write it in such a way that, you know, will make me understand that you are not fighting me. Please don't tight life to your chest. It's not that serious, it's not that deep. But yeah, share your thoughts. Have an amazing week. I can't believe I've been here for so long. Oh my goodness, I have to go. Good night everyone, love you. Let me know your comments, share your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like, tell your friends to subscribe, share this video, and please watch my other videos. Comment, like. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Love you guys. Have an awesome week. Don't forget to be kind to people. You never know what they're going through, okay? Be kind to everyone around you. You never know what it is that they are going through. I love you guys. Bye. Peace out.